Last week I attended the 2024 Dunk Camp. This is my second year going, and it did not disappoint. So in this video, I'm going to give you a brief summary of how that went. I've also got some amazing highlights for you towards the end of the video, so don't click out too soon, you're going to miss some good stuff. Okay, so for day one, we check in and they measure your standing reach. Then they take your standing vertical jump as well as your running approach. This year I did a little bit better. I got 24 standing, and then I went up to 30 on the running approach. There were some monsters there, 48 inches in some of the participants. So a lot of these guys are just leapers. And I'm so impressed with so many of these dunkers because I was one of the taller, top probably 5'6" tallest guys out of 75. The rest were like 6 feet or under, 5'7", 5'8", and these guys can leap. So total respect for all these shorter dunkers. It's amazing. So probably the best example of a vertical jumper is Isaiah Rivera, who was one of the coaches there. Just amazing what he's able to do with his vertical jumping. Also on day one, we had classroom instruction as well as a nice lunch they had every time from Zupas. In fact, here's a little promo of Jay Clark jumping over the Zupa display. And then we'll have dunking sessions where you just practice dunking on smaller rims, practice technique for some of the harder dunks. We'd also work on our dunk levels where you can try and pass off dunks, and they get more difficult with time and also more difficult with the height. So that's another thing they worked on that first day. On day two, they went over dunk technique. So they filmed a lot of the people practicing and trying to dunk on day one, and then they would break it down on video analysis and show their biomechanics, their approach, point out things that were really helpful. So that was really cool to see more of a scientific thing instead of just the hype and motivation to jump higher. After that, we worked on our dunk levels. This is kind of like in martial arts, how they have different belts to show your accomplishment. Same thing here, they have different types of dunks and different levels of difficulty and heights, and you can work your way up and earn different colored bands. So I did about the same as I did last year. Got a couple I didn't get last year, but I didn't earn any new bands in that regard, but still had a good time doing this. After that, we had some more class time where we went over training, methodology, nutrition, mindset, a bunch of different things they covered. So it was very helpful, those classroom sessions. On day three, they try and take it kind of easy because they know you've been jumping so much the first two, and then you're going to be jumping on the fourth day. So did a lot more light recovery, simple activities, a couple easier competitions like lobbing, hand speed, just ball handling skills, things like that, which is something I didn't realize was so important. But you got to be able to move the ball around quick, especially when you're doing these under the leg, behind the back stuff that these guys do. They have quick hand speed. We also had some dunk contest prep for what was coming up the next day. CJ Champion was injured this year, so he wasn't able to jump, but he was there coaching, helping out a lot, giving us some advice.
A lot of points for me if you're kicking your legs.
And no one does the leg flare better than CJ. Okay, then on day four, they let you retest your vertical again, see if you've made any progress. Last year, I went too hard on the last day trying to retest my vertical, hurt myself before the jumping, so I took it kind of easy on that. But then they started the dunk contest. They had 8, 9, and 10-foot dunk contests. Now, these 8 ones, first, I kind of rolled my eyes like, oh, how easy? Why would you want to do that? I was blown away at what these guys do on 8 feet. It's just so incredible. It reminds me more of diving. The technique, the spinning, that everything is just so intricate and complicated, and you have to get it just right. So total respect, regardless what height you're dunking on, to pull off some of these things. I can't do half the stuff that these guys were doing on 8. So total respect to these young guys, incredible athletes. I did participate, however, in the 9-foot. Went to the semifinals. Again, I just had a couple dunks I could do. I need to work on my repertoire a lot on that. But these jumpers are just amazing. It was fun to do that. Here's a couple highlights of this.
Yeah! Got a cup.
Before I show you the highlights of the 10-foot contest, I just want to show you the highlight for me was being able to dunk again still at age 55. Jordan Kilgannon was nice enough to be throwing lofts for people all 4 days, and he does it perfectly. Anyway, I got this in.
Oh, yeah! Woo!
I'm really about to have a heart attack over here.
So I got my dunk in on 10 feet earlier than I did last year, which was not quite as stressful, and then I could just enjoy the rest of the time. Okay, then on to the 10-foot contest. This was so fun. I loved watching these guys. These are people I've been watching on Instagram for years. It's so weird being at dunk camp because you're like rubbing shoulders with pro dunkers and amazing guys that you see online all the time and their dunks. It's like kind of being at the Academy Awards and just famous people all around you. But the 10-footers, this contest, these guys were freaks, and that's a compliment. Unbelievable jumping. Quick disclaimer, I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, but it's been a week now since dunk camp, and And I don't also have credit for every single name of these dunks. But if you are into dunks, you'll know who these people are as you're watching this. Anyway, enjoy these.
A little bit. Love to see it. Good height. Oh! Oh, a two-hand cockback. Dialed in, we punch that at the peak of the jump. Mason, two-hand finish. Rushes a two-hander, great finish. Love the style there, Jack. Oh! Oh! Here, finish that 360. Jordan with a two-handed finish. Iron Perry, windmill, punch. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Punch it!
3.5 points. We have Vin Addy.
And then to finish camp out, they did a little awards ceremony where they would recognize people for some of their accomplishments. And the dunk winners also recognized your dunk levels. Last year, I got 4 bands. I didn't surpass that on any of the new bands this year, but they did give me a level up band, which meant a lot. This is one for being the oldest athlete there. They said the most seasoned, which is a nice way of saying you're the oldest guy. But anyway, that was nice though to get that. Anyway, dunk camp was amazing. And also I got to give credit to Andy Nicholson, who sets it up and runs it for years now. He's an amazing guy, amazing dunker though. He's a good 3 inches, 4 inches shorter than me. And then he's got a fraction of the reach because of my long arms. And he's still dunking at 52. I mean, he's a way more impressive dunker. So hats off to him and for what he's created here with the dunk camp. Also, these older guys, I love being with these guys that are 30, 40, 50 and still love dunking enough to keep pursuing it. So these guys are my inspiration. Fun hanging out with them too. The final event of dunk camp each year is a dunk show they do in the evening where everyone's invited to come and watch. They did put on an awesome show. These guys are amazing. They did some, working on their verticals, see how high they could touch. But Sutherland just killed it the whole time. He's just gotten so good over the last couple of years. But they were all amazing. Also, it was cool to see Jonathan Clark get the black band. Right now, him, Kilgannon, Rivera, and Sutherland are the only 4 dunkers that have accomplished the entire band system and like the ultimate black belts of dunking. Anyway, this was an awesome event. Loved going to this. I'm so excited for it next year. If you're serious about dunking, look into it. These are great camps. It's a lot of fun.
Push the button.
Do it.